What are the benefits then? What are the benefits of allowing it?
I'll pass on to Pete.
Well, I can't speak about cat, but I think there's a public health benefit with coca to be gained, and it needs to be further researched. There's as the example I gave of calcium, which is considering the large amount of old people we have nowadays in these parts of the world. There's lots of people who have a calcium deficit, and coca apparently is one of the ways old people can easily assume, not just because of the high quantity it has, but also because of the phosphor content. It is easy to assimilate in for old people, and there's other alleged uses that can be really could have a real good public health benefit, but needs to. I mean, because of the ban and because of the prohibition and because of its demonization as a cocaine thing, there has been hardly any research, and the thousands of years of uses and the health effects on the people. I mean, there's a clear connection between the sugar, the capacity to increase your sugar level in your blood. I'm not a medical scientist.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's been proven, because everybody knows if he goes to an altitude and drinks coca tea, it will get less problems. So that's a use that has been scientifically. There's lots of studies that prove that. But and there could be other benefits for public health. The WHO has done a study in 1995 which actually assesses the usefulness of coca leaf for public health purposes, and it has never been published, but it did state and research. So it's a question of demonization and research to show that it could be really a useful plant.
Oh.
But then
there are safer ways to get phosphate. For example, dates is full of phosphate. And dates are full of calories. So it might be safer to give to an elderly population who are at risk of malnutrition as well. Dates, which are very good in insulin, they improve the insulin levels in the body. Give calories, give phosphate, and give other minerals as well. Parsley is rich in calcium. So why give something that has risks?
I mean,
It has no risks. That's the whole thing. I mean, yeah.
but there's also the question of how we conceive benefits and what would we call the benefits of, say, tea and coffee, because that's maybe the spectrum that we're talking about. There's obviously much more here, but can I move this on to Tilly, for example?
I was just wanting to ask Axel whether cat is used medically in anything. Because that seems to be distinction with coca and cocaine, where there are clear medical uses. There have been and there are. Is cat used medically?
Right. I'm not entirely sure about the sort of the medical tradition in Kenya and Ethiopia, and that's something that needs to be researched. I know it's very much used as an performance enhancer, so people go on farming or something will chew a bit too. But I don't know about the law of medical practice, but it needs to be looked into.
I think that would be very interesting with the boundary substances.
Yeah.
There's quite a distinction there between these two.
Or at least the knowledge that the speakers
Yes.
have on this.
Yes, yes, dietary and medical.
Medical.